what's up, dudes? It's your boy Eagle Brev, and I'm back with another Borderlands 3 video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about this Zane build that I've been using in more recent legendary weapons videos, where we're farming, of course, to get these legendary weapons. And I want to tell you guys that going forward, you're probably going to see this build a lot more often. It is probably the best build when it comes to farming bosses. Of course, there are some other options that you could definitely go for, but this build is absolutely insane. I mean, one-shotting a boss is as easy as it gets. So we're going to talk about the build. I won't get too in-depth about it because there is actually another video on this build particularly that goes over the gear, that goes over the skill tree a little bit more in-depth. Of course, I'll show all that, show you what I'm using, but primarily I want to make this video to show you guys what I'm using, because I know some of you guys have asked those questions as to what build I use. So we're going to jump into it and show you what we got. Before we jump into the video, this build is actually taken from Spartan Game Zone's YouTube channel. I'll go ahead, I'll put the link to the video in the description below, where he actually goes more in-depth on this build, talks about where to get the gear, he talks about what skills are important. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about what you need to do once you have this build in your hands, and of course I'll show you what the class looks like, what the weapons look like, and we'll even kill some bosses at the end of the video to show you what this build can do. But we're going to start off with the purple skill tree. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not going to go too much into this build, so you guys can see which ones we're using. You can see the action skills that we're using. I know some people love the clone, the digi-clone with Zane, but in this build, unfortunately, the digi-clone is not being used. We are actually going to be using the cannon, so it's not going to be the digi-clone. I know some people love that, but anyway, this is going to be the purple part of the skill tree. Here is the blue part of the skill tree, and this build is going to be revolving a lot around movement and speed. So you're going to see here, violent momentum's a really kind of primary skill that we're going to need, that is going to give us increased damage the quicker we move. So when we're sliding, when we're moving around, when we've stacked up our speed from killing other enemies, your damage is going to be absolutely off the charts. So you guys can copy the skill tree. And then last, we have the orange skill tree. It's not fully maxed out. This is going to be primarily the purple and the blue that do have, of course, maxed out skills, but there are some in the orange tier as well, so you guys can plug those in if you want. I think it's more just for like reloading, for ammo, mag size, stuff like that, that you guys can check out. And there's actually nothing in the green that's used. So that is the build that he has. And also, if you go check out his video, there is a link to download the game save. So if you're on PC, you can simply just download this exact build. You get all of the weapons, everything like that. So now let's talk a little bit about the weapons. The one that really shines is the kick charger, and you can see the damage is insane. If you are to one-shot, most one-shot builds that I've seen, the kick charger is the gun that they use when one-shotting bosses. Of course, it's going to be the same case for this one. And if you guys remember the ion cannon, before they nerfed it, it actually gave out a bunch of damage, and it only cost one bullet per shot. Well, this case, it's actually going to be pretty much the same. It does one bullet per shot. And here, let me just shoot this freaking thing. And you can see it's kind of, you can even shoot it at distance. I mean, it's like a sniper rifle just on steroids in a way. So so that's, I feel like, Gearbox's way of apologizing for the ion cannon, because a lot of people were frustrated after that got nerfed. But this gun is going to be primarily the weapon that you'll use when you're one-shotting. And I will have a video on this gun shortly. If not tomorrow, then I will in the next couple days, and how to get it. But you do have to go through the arms race to get this. You have to have the Director's Cut DLC to access the arm race. So we'll talk about that when the video does come out. But let's talk about some other attachments and weapons we got going on. The Infernal Wish Shield basically allows you to observe bullets, get more ammo, and you can see it adds one projectile per shot when the shield is not depleted. So you're actually going to have two projectiles shooting from that kick charger, and it's going to just cause absolutely insane damage. So definitely a really good shield to use in a build like this. The class mod we're using is the Antifreeze, and of course you can see it's going to help with critical hit damage, splash damage, weapon damage overall, and then also it grants you extra movement speed, makes you quicker, so when you're sliding you actually get extra weapon damage. And when we do go through this, and what you probably saw in the clip earlier, we're pretty much sliding going through enemies, so we're gonna just kind of go over that, go over how to do this one-shot method. And the last one is a legendary artifact, the Toboggan, which is going to help with damage. It's going to help with your slide speed. It's going to give you some extra amp damage. So when you are sliding, this is where this artifact really comes into play. I mean, it's going to give you just a huge increase in weapon damage. You definitely want to make sure you have this if you are going to kind of do this build, and it really makes the build even more powerful than it actually is. So there are a couple weapons, the Unseen Threat, the Saw Bar that he talks about in the video, and of course I'll post a link to that down below. But in my opinion, I pretty much just been using this kick charger and been just running through people left and right. It's been absolutely insane. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go kill a couple bosses. We're going to see if we can one-shot them, live commentary and everything, and then just show you how to use this build. Also, the cool thing about this build is just after a couple changes, you can actually make this build a mobbing build as well. You can make this build very versatile. It can one-shot bosses and then change a couple things, and then all of a sudden you are mobbing. But you guys are going to see here what we're just going to do to these guys. I mean, and it's crazy because you do have to be somewhat accurate with this, but at the same time, man, like, you make one connection. It doesn't have to be on a crit. You're just absolutely wrecking. I mean, look at that. Like, this is ridiculous. And of course, I missed that one, but of course with like Zane's movement speed already being insane, like, you're gonna get absolutely insane damage. So let's see what we could do. I mean, we're just taking everybody out with just one hit. You can almost use this method as a mobbing weapon method. And the cool thing is you don't really go through that much damage or that much ammo because this gun is a one shot. So it only takes one bullet per shot or one ammo per shot. So you guys can pretty much go through and just absolutely shred rooms left and right, which you'll see we're going to go through and do. And then at the end, of course, we're going to, one-hit kill Tron a couple times and see if we can get that one shot. But you could see, I mean, I'm missing them pretty bad. There we go. And then the more kills you get, the more, like, stacked up speed you get. So that's going to make the build even more powerful. And, I mean, look at that. Badass Commando done. Like, this gun is just freaking super OP. Boom. You do have to charge it up to get the biggest amount of damage out there. But, I mean, it doesn't really take too long to fully charge this thing up. In your shot, that is. Boom. And, of course, we got the splash damage up. So, I mean, enemies that are even somewhat in the vicinity are getting destroyed as well. Oh, God, and I get dropped there. It's crazy that a gun like this exists in Borderlands. I'm not going to lie. Usually, Gearbox usually puts an end to this kind of stuff. But you can see, I mean, we are almost out of ammo. So this gun may not be the best for mobbing, per se. But at the same time, like, it's insane. Let's see if we can take out that badass one headshot. Look at that. We're just out here shredding, man. Boom. Let's see if we can 360 this guy. Okay. Whatever. We were close, but anyway. We're going to go ahead. You guys obviously saw the power that it could do just to normal enemies. Let's go one-shot Trump. Basically, like, what's going to make this, obviously, is the speed. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that your barrier's up because you actually get a little bit of weapon damage. I usually pick it up, fire a cannon at him, charge this sucker, sprint. Oh, shit. Slide, and then shoot. Boom. I mean, we didn't one-shot him, but there we go. And Trant is done, just like that. And, of course, oh, and the Chaosin, absolutely insane freaking weapon, man. I might actually throw that on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna use that. But anyway, let's go ahead, save and quit, see if we can get some of these one-shots in here. You guys would probably know that the sliding actually makes this weapon even more insane. Oh shit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stack up just to get our speed up a little bit, all right? We're going to throw our barrel down, and then we're going to throw our barrier down. Then we're going to run at him and slide, see if we can get him. So last time he freaking blocked me with the ice, but is that considered a one-shot if he just goes down by by the damage per second after? I don't think so. That doesn't count. We're going to see if we can get another one, and he drops us the Jericho. Okay. Not as good as this one. Breath of the Dying, oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's a crazy world drop. I actually really like the Breath of the Dying because it is going to help you get your levels maxed out. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go check that one out as well. We're not quitting this one until we actually get a freaking one-shotter on them, bro. All right. Here's what we're going to do. All right, let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Boom. Boom, there it is. Let's go. The one shot. You guys could see there that I did my barrier. I shot him with the cannon, which didn't really do any damage. I think it just gives you a little bit of extra weapon damage. Could be wrong, but I just did it because why not? And then, of course, we slid, and then boom, and then shot him. Let's see if we can get one more in. And I mean, I tried this on all bosses. You guys saw in the clips earlier. We did it on a few. There are some that just you can't one-hit. Like, I don't think you can one-hit Kilovolt. I could be wrong, but like Kilovolt was not a one-hitter. The Jackpot DLC boss, like the handsome Jack robot, I don't think you could fully one-hit because they have to hit a certain level and then they go through like an animation, and then all of a sudden, you know, you can kill them again in one hit. So technically, like, you could do 2 hits on those type of enemies, but with this one, yeah, one hit most of the enemies. But you guys are gonna see this a lot more, especially in my farming or my legendary weapons videos, because I'm gonna be farming a lot more I'm gonna be farming with this one. I mean, look at that. One shot. This is definitely going to be the build that I use to farm these weapons for you guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Of course, sub to the channel for some more. Big shout out to Spartan Gaming Zone for this build, because it's an absolute just wrecker, destroys everybody. So really cool build, the One Shot Zane build. Go get yourself this build. Maybe this video gets you more excited to get your guy grinded up to 72, and if so, I'll also leave a link in the description on how to level up your weapons quicker. So I hope this helps you guys out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.